Money in football means everything. We've seen players go club to club to club because of money. And with the crazy transfer window that is going on right now, with PSG smashing the all-time transfer fee record, I thought that we should go ahead and take a look at 10 shocking transfers that almost happened. If you're going to enjoy today's video, make sure to go ahead and click that like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and make sure also click on that bell button so you can be a part of the notification squad. Number 10. RADAMEL FALCAO to Aston Villa. It was 9 years ago in 2008 when former Aston Villa manager Martin O'Neill was on the lookout for a new striker. And a man that did come to his attention was RADAMEL FALCAO, and he was tipped to move to Villa Park, and the Colombian was only valued at just £5 million at the time. The move obviously didn't go through, and in 2009 it was reported in the Birmingham Mail both RADAMEL FALCAO and Edison Cavani had issued "come and get me please" in a bid to force through the moves from their respective clubs of River Plate and Palermo, but the asking price was considered too high at the time. And because of the asking price being too high for Falcao, the deal did not go through. They were asking for £6.4 million for RADAMEL FALCAO, and it just was not enough for Aston Villa to bring him in. Number 9. Steven Gerrard to Chelsea. The name Steven Gerrard will always be linked to Liverpool Football Club, and before guiding his boyhood club to a Champions League glory in 2005, the future Liverpool legend captain Steven Gerrard was very much in question, and he came very close to joining Chelsea on 2 separate occasions. The first occasion was a £30 million fee agreed, and Gerrard did do a U-turn after he and his family were subject to hate campaigns which convincing him to stay at Liverpool. And secondly, in the summer after Liverpool's Champions League triumph, Chelsea also tried to get him yet again, and Gerrard said he was ready to leave the club before having another change of heart. Could you have imagined if Steven Gerrard, after the Liverpool Champions League triumph, if he left for Chelsea, it would have shaken up English football? Could Steven Gerrard have maybe won a Premier League title? Those questions will never be answered. Number 8. Eric Cantona to Sheffield Wednesday. In 1991, Sheffield Wednesday were on the verge of signing Eric Cantona for a trial following threats to retire from football. Bad weather had prevented Cantona to play outdoors during that year, but Francis, the Sheffield Wednesday manager, was not convinced by the forward's ability and asked him to stay on trial for another week to play on grass. And it's because of that Cantona refused and later signed for Leeds before joining Manchester United and obviously electrifying the Premier League in its early years. He went on to win 4 league titles, and of all the reasons not to sign a player, you're really gonna question Eric Cantona's ability? Seriously? Number 7. Robert Lewandowski to Blackburn Rovers. So this would have been really interesting to see. Where would Robert Lewandowski be today if he made the move to Blackburn Rovers? Before becoming one of Europe's best strikers, Robert Lewandowski was persuaded by Blackburn Rovers in 2010 to make the move. At the time, the 21-year-old was subjected to a £4 million bid from Blackburn Rovers and was set to travel to Blackburn for negotiations. But the reason why these negotiations never took place was because a volcanic ash cloud in Iceland prevented his flight from taking place, and the move fell through. I mean, Blackburn Rovers can blame Mother Nature for not signing Robert Lewandowski. Number 6. Kaká to Manchester City. Now this would have been really interesting to see what Kaká would have done in the Premier League. When Manchester City had their money revolution, they were looking to sign top stars in 2009, and there wasn't anyone bigger than Kaká at the time, and it was not long after he did win the Ballon d'Or trophy. Manchester City apparently bidded £100 million for the Brazilian services, and Milan said that Kaká would be allowed to discuss personal terms. Personal terms were never agreed, however, and in the same year, Kaká signed for Real Madrid, and obviously his career quickly went downhill. It's possible that the move to Manchester City would have been a better one for Kaká and his career, because obviously when he did sign for Real Madrid, his career just went downhill. And what could have happened if Kaká went to Manchester City? He could have possibly went on to win another Ballon d'Or trophy instead of being a flop at Real Madrid. Number 5. Zlatan Ibrahimovic to Arsenal. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, a name known worldwide in football. At the moment, he is currently discussing a new contract with Manchester United for him to stay in the Premier League and continue his United career once he is fully healed. But at the age of 16, the Swedish player was invited to Arsenal to check out the first team facilities and was also given a shirt number. But when Arsene Wenger asked if he would undertake a trial, Ibrahimovic replied in legendary fashion saying, "Zlatan doesn't do additions." Zlatan Ibrahimovic was never signed to Arsenal, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, ladies and gentlemen, does what he wants. Number 4. Zinedine Zidane to Blackburn Rovers. Now this is another signing that Blackburn Rovers could have had in 1995. Blackburn Rovers almost signed a Frenchman called obviously Zinedine Zidane, who would go on to be one of the world's best players. After winning the Premier League title in 1995, Blackburn boss Kenny Dalglish suggested to Jack Walker, the club's legendary owner, that they should take the opportunity to sign young midfielder Zidane. And apparently Walker replied with, "Why do you want to sign Zinedine Zidane when we have Tim Sherwood?" Number 3. Diego Maradona to Sheffield United. Now this is one of the most difficult transfer rumours to believe. Back in 1978, Sheffield United manager Harry Haslam spotted a very talented 17-year-old during a scouting trip and immediately agreed to pay £200,000 for him. Sadly, the deal fell through, and Sheffield United to this day are probably regretting that decision, because obviously Diego Maradona went on to be one of the best football players that we have ever seen. Number 2. Alan Shearer to Manchester United. Manchester United and Alex Ferguson always tried to sign Alan Shearer no fewer than 3 times over the course of the striker's career, and the most serious of these coming in 1992. Ferguson was keen to add Shearer to his side but required a few weeks to get some cash together. In that time, Blackburn swooped in to sign the English international. Shearer went on to become one of the Premier League's all-time record goal scorer, also setting a record as Newcastle United's record goal scorer. Although he went on to score so many goals, he could have went on to win so many Premier League trophies at Old Trafford with Manchester United. And number 1, Cristiano Ronaldo to Arsenal. In 2003, Cristiano Ronaldo came within a whisker of signing for Arsenal Football Club. At the time, the 18-year-old trained with the Gunners and came so close to joining Arsene Wenger's side that he was even given a number 9 shirt. The Arsenal manager admitted in 2008 that the move fell through because a price could not be agreed with Ronaldo's club, Sporting Lisbon. The manager was quoted on Arsenal.com saying, "I had Ronaldo at the training ground, I showed him around, then I gave him a shirt. It had got his name on the back." But in the end, it was a question of the amount of transfer fee between 2 clubs. Of course, he has proved to be a bargain at £12.25 million at the time, but the price that we discussed was in fact much lower. It was divided by 3. And Ronaldo not long after that went on to sign for Manchester United, win loads of silverware at Old Trafford, now has gone on to dominate Real Madrid and go ahead and dominate the La Liga and become one of the best players of all time. And could you have imagined if any of these transfers did go through? It would have definitely shocked and it would have definitely changed the football world. And that is 10 shocking transfers that almost happened. If you did enjoy this video, leave it a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you all on my next video.